Howdy, welcome back to more Space Engineers, and today we have to expand our storage and probably also expand our base, and I'm going to do a review of one of the viewers' ships that they sent me. It is a beautiful mining rig. Let's get to it! Right, so we're going to start by looking back here at what we've got, and we'll explain why it is that we have to make changes. Now, under here, see that I've got 2 cargo containers for stone and gravel. And down here, we've got 2 conveyors for iron. Or sorry, 2 cargo containers for iron. And we've got that for all the ores. And we've also got all this ice storage that we built on a live stream. And this is great. This is all great. But I found that there's an issue. I need to have processed ore separate from the refined ore, the pre-processed ore separate from the refined ore. So we need to make a whole different sorting system just for that. And I'm thinking we're going to expand it out the back of the base, and we're going to see just how big it is we have to make it, and then we'll go from there. So, first things first, we need to remove this wall, or at least a good portion of it. Alright, so looks like we're going to be working in the dark and the rain. Gotta love the weather system. So, aside from the dark and the rain, everything's looking good. We got the wall gone, and we are going to try and get enough space here to actually put in large cargo containers for each of the ores. Now, that means we need 8 large cargo containers. Pretty much the same setup we've got there, but we're going to need a little bit more space because we can't allow their conveyor connections to connect. So, we're going to rip out this one here, and we're going to get started. We just go grab some stuff to actually get going. Going to need 100 of those and 100 of those. That will allow us to place everything we need to place right now. Right here, we're actually going to put in just a regular junction. Okay? And then we're going to have to go not 3, but 4 over.
Inventory full.
And I've got too much stuff in my inventory. Uh-oh. Dump some of the stuff in there.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Crap. Can we pick up the rest?
Inventory full.
No, we cannot. That's okay. This being only one way doesn't hurt us for what we're about to do. We're about to throw all of this back in there and pick that up. Now we're going to place another conveyor junction there, because I have to rip out another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there.
Inventory full.
Alright, let's clear some more space. And I just disconnected that from the system. I gotta come over here and wait for it to turn back on. Oh, thank you for being so reasonable.
Inventory full.
Really? More? There we go. Now we got the rest of it. There. Now, we just have to place things. So, we've got 3 rows that we can do, which means we're going to have to expand this quite a bit. And we're actually going to wind up tearing down this ice wall here and moving that as well. So, we're going to ignore that for now, because it just did not work out as planned. We're going to use pretty much the same method we had before, Just going to do an inlet. And we're also going to do a T-junction. And you can see that that's going to be airtight on the bottom, so we'll be able to use the same floor setup as we had before. And then we're going to do another outlet, just like that. T-junction in all three places. And an outlet. Now we need another T-junction coming back this way. We're going to need a conveyor junction here. And a conveyor junction here. I placed that wrong. I placed two sorters. That should be a junction. Right. Now we're also going to need to bring out, that's going to be a T, just like that. And great. So, and that means we'll have to tear this one out and replace it with a T as well. Need to clear some inventory here so I can actually grind this out without leaving stuff behind. Right. There we go. That's all connected up. Now, let me get this welded up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so, you can see what it looks like here. We've got this main line coming up the side here, and two runs coming off either side, and then we've got a sorter, a T intersection, and a sorter. On top of that T intersection, we're going to set another cargo container. So, let's say this line will be iron, so it will pull iron in, pile it into the cargo container, and allow iron to be used coming out. Now, we're also going to want a floor in here. So let's go grab some steel plates, because I forgot to grab them. Just going to grab as many as we can. For the floor, we're going to do something just a little bit different from what we did before, but very, very similar. Going to put that ramp right there. And then we're going to put half slabs down the middle here. And for this, I'm going to put these pieces right in here. And we're going to do that for all of these. Let's go put the corners in. All the way around. There we go. Once we weld this up, alright, so now that we've got the floor in, see what's here, and we're going to have to repeat this pre-conveyor line from that sorter up to that line there. We're going to have to repeat that 2 more times. So, I will get that done real quick, and we'll be right back. Well, you'll be right back. This will take me a while. All right, we've got all these placed and welded up. You can see I did put a sign on all of them so you know what's going to go where. Now right here we've got the gravel, and I've got all the rest of this all set up. But we're going to go through the gravel here. And that's essentially the same as the stone, but it's the process stone. Gravel, inlet, and the gravel inlet, we want that to be whitelist. And we want it to be gravel. We'll find gravel in here to add. That's the only thing we want going through there. And that's good. That also means we need the stone inlet, and we need to take gravel off of that. So we're going to remove gravel from the stone inlet. Now, the gravel outlet, we're just going to leave that on blacklist. So this is whitelisted for gravel only. This is blacklisted with nothing on the blacklist. And all of these are set up this way and ready to go. Now we just need to place one cargo container on top of each of these. Alright, now that we've got this all set up, we've got this area here that looks like some alien parasite laid eggs all over our base. And that's exactly where we want to be. So we're using this timer block and this timer block. We're going to use the next two timer blocks to run the ore because we want, the ingots. Because we want the ingots to be running on a separate timer from the ores. More specifically, when this kicks off, when this one's done, we want it to also be sucking on the other one right after. So we are going to come in and we are going to group all of the inlets for the ingot storage, and I've gone and renamed them all. That's why we renamed them, to make this part easier. We want to label those sorter ingot inlet without the capital N. Huh. Must have been fat fingering it or something. Save. Outlet. We're going to do the same thing. That looks good. And there's one thing I got to change. I changed this so that I could use that to pull items. Went in and I changed it to black. I need to change that back to whitelist. Okay. Now, you can come in and modify the timer blocks. Come in through here again, hitting K. So, we're going to name this Ingot 1, Ingot 2. Alright, so we see that in ore 1, we set it to sorter or outlet turned off. Sorter or inlet, the drain all was turned off on. And then triggers timer block 2. And that was set for 1 minute and 4 seconds because we were just going for approximately 1 minute. We're going to do the same thing here. Silent. Going to set up actions. Or outlet. Sorry, not or. Ingot. We want the ingot outlet to turn off. Ingot inlet to drain all on off. Ingot 2 start. Ingot 2 was just set for 3 seconds, so we're just going to set this for 3 seconds. silent. Set up actions. Ingot. Ingot inlet, drain all on off. Ingot outlet, turn block on. Then ingot 1 timer block, start. And that should be the same for this one. The ore inlets, we're going to turn drain all on off. Turn on the outlets and start timer block 1. Alright, and we should I'm going to get rid of the action on ingot 2 and make it just stop. And I'm just going to make ore 2 fall to ingot 1. So it'll be a boop. To tell it to trigger the ingot 1 timer block. So that means as soon as the outlet comes back on, it will start the process of draining all the stuff into these containers. So let's go watch this here. This will change here in just a moment. Alright, now we're about to start seeing the ingots. Yep, see that just went to drain all, and that should be set to drain all. Not anymore. But we should see iron in the iron container, which is what we want. So eventually all the iron will be here. All the nickel will be here, as far as ingots are concerned. So that works out pretty good. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to turn off this sorter because we want it to drain all the ice out of there and into this large cargo container. But you can see we're making a pretty good dent. Just help it along here. Go ahead and hide empty. This is good. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Now we'll come to large cargo container. And we will start moving everything from the assembler and other inventories over to this large cargo container to be sorted out. We'll just let it sort out the ingots out of these cargo containers on its own over time. So there we go. Now we've got all the ingots being sorted out on their own. This should look pretty good. All right. Now, this is ready for our next step. And now I have to build this base up. And I'm just going to continue this pattern all the way down. And we're going to pretend that wall wasn't even there. So, I got a lot of grinding to do and then a lot of placing blocks. Woo!
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back of the sun, never leave. She's so bad that she made the right. The gas in the back of the sun, never leave. She's so bad that she made the right. The gas in the back of the sun, never leave. She's so bad that I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did I know it hurts, but something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want.
Alright, before we head back and take a look at what we've done on the base and how it looks all finished up, I want to take a look at this mining ship from Floodie. I was going to make this ship a permanent fixture on this playthrough. I can't, and I will point out why, but this is a great ship. You should check this out. It's Miner 1 by Floodie on the workshop, and the link will be in the description below. Alright, so as you can see, it's a forward-facing mining ship. It's got 2 drill rigs. It has 2 medium cargo containers, which are absolutely wonderful. It also has lots of storage in the drills and the connector, as well as the cockpit. And these 2 atmospheric thrusters are more than enough to keep the thing aloft. It flies like a dream. It also has 2 programmable blocks that you can add your own scripts to. So this thing works great. I would definitely recommend it. And that red light up there will light up when your inventory is full. So this thing is an awesome drill ship, and I would recommend it to anybody. However, and here's where the problem comes in. These I-beam blocks here, these are DLC items. And so are these grates down here, as well as the cockpit. The cockpit is also a DLC item. So I won't be using them in this playthrough because this playthrough is going to stay completely vanilla, no DLCs. But if you have the DLCs, I would recommend this ship. It is a great ship. Again, that's Miner 1 by Floodie. Now, if you come inside, you'll see he hasn't done much with changing the displays on the cockpit, which is great. It doesn't need it. The lighting is actually really good. And if I nose down, you'll see I'm not actually going towards the ground. I can lift myself away from the ground with it. Going at almost completely vertical, just those forward-facing thrusters. This thing is a very sturdy ship. But we're going to use it for what it's intended for. We're over here at the iron because I always need iron. We're going to drop down into this hole here. It's not too deep. And we're going to mine up some iron. Let's come up a little bit and we'll go over here. Just use the drills to drill right into the side of this cliff here, or the side of the hole. Change our view here. You can see it's drilling out pretty well. Just filling its inventory right up. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you want a forward-facing miner. It's got a lot of good features on it. One that I'm going to highlight when we get back to the base. Oh, look at that. Our inventory's full. It's flashing red now. If we look, got a little bit of stone, but look at all this iron we've got. That's a lot of iron. 38k iron? That's not bad. Nothing to complain about there. 38k iron ore. Lift straight up out of the hole. And we'll fly it back to the base. We're actually going to go down to the lake and come in from the lake. This thing flies pretty well. You can see the speed's getting up there pretty easy. The only problem that you're going to have, and it's going to be like this with any mining ship, is it's not going to want to slow down all that great. You'll have to combat that with changing the direction of your downward thrust to essentially turn and burn. Thing does fly pretty well. See, I'm not being super careful with it, and I haven't crashed it yet. Roll to the side a bit to help control this turn. There we go. I may have been a little bit reckless there. Alright, you're getting a glimpse of what the base looks like now. Don't worry, we'll get a better close-up view of it. You can see it got much, much larger. Alright, we'll just come in and we'll dock this up because its docking is actually one of its better features. Come in here and we'll just land right on the docking pad. Okay, hit 5 here and we got our docking camera, so we can just come in and point right at it and come down. I'm going to point just between the light and the ring there. There you go, docked right up. And now you just hit 8, and that triggers a docking sequence that will turn off the engines and lock you down. Alright, now let's take a look at, again, that's Miner 1 by Floodie. Check it out. Alright, so let's take a look at this base. See, I've extended it way back, and I did take the advice of people on the live stream. We now have windows, and those windows actually do add quite a bit. I really love those windows. That was a great idea. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We just carried on the same pattern we have there with the sloped base, the 2x1 slope base at the top and the bottom, and then the half slab in the middle. And then we added some windows. And we can see if we run back here, kind of nice having that light shine in through the windows there. We look in the iron ingots. See that we've got plenty of iron ingots now. Awesome. So, all in all, I love the way this has worked out and the way this looks. Yeah, this is a very beautiful build. I'm very happy with the way this is going. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but it's one of my nicer base builds as far as the aesthetic goes. Really happy with it. I just wish I could do something with that area there. But, I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow. Next time, we're actually going to be building something to allow us to keep track of how much ingots we actually have. So we know which resource we need to go mine and which ones we don't. So, come back next time, and we'll get that built. Again, check out Floodie's ship. It's really cool. If you have the DLCs, you're probably going to love it. And I wish it could be sticking around in this playthrough, but it can't. So, thank you for watching. You all have a great rest of your day. See ya.